Let's talk about fusing your demons. And this is a big one because, especially with my last video, make sure you check out the SMT3 guide on how to get the best demons, and then listen to this one because we're going to tell you again how to get the best demons. We've already talked about negotiation. I'm sure that'll be its own video, so check that out too. Let's talk about demon fusion. Teddy is my local master at this, as he is with a lot of SMT stuff. He explains it so well, so I'm going to pass it off to him, and I'll add in, and Aman will add in what we can. But Teddy, how do you make the best demons in SMT 5?
Well, it starts here on RPG Archive, where you viewers at home would do yourself the favor of liking, commenting, subscribing if you want to learn how to make some awesome demons and more about your RPGs. But you came here for the SMT, so let me fill you in. We've got 4 fusion systems: Dyad, Reverse, Reverse Compendium, and Special. Oh yeah, it's going to get special. Dyad is the simplest version that most people are probably accustomed to if you played previous iterations. You take your party, you put 2 of them together, throw them in a pot, mash them up, right, VG?
Right.
And see what you get. It actually tells you on the side, so there's no surprises. But it gets better. You can do reverse fusion, and you can actually see outlined all possible demon combinations from the demons that you currently have. And so you may just save yourself some time by seeing what are the most powerful demons I could make at this time. Reverse Compendium is even cooler because now you can take everything that's in your party and see what they would combine to make with or without other members of your party, and demons that are registered in your demon compendium. And so it basically makes the options infinite. You can see every single demon you can fuse. If you're one of those collect them all types like me, you're going to want to see what's left. Personally, I'm on New Game Plus, and I'm working my way through all of the demons, and I've got everything from level 1 to 50 already archived in the name of RPG Archive. One of the hardest ones to archive are the special fusions, and you unlock these by completing in-game quests, whether sub-quests or main quests, and they really are special. They're pretty damn kick-ass. It starts with High Pixie and works its way all the way up to Beelzebub, and there are some really awesome combinations you can make. Some of my favorite demons came out of special fusions. It requires 3 or more at times, and so you have to do your best to hunt them and see what's available. Before you have them, it's almost like a "who's that Pokemon" type of screen because it's all black and shaded. It kind of makes you guess, what demon can I get at level 50? Oh yeah, it's Floros. So then you get it, and then you see that you can make Cert. And so, I had fun really hunting through the compendium. I'm still working on it, and I'm still working on completing the in-game quest to get as many special fusions as I can. A lot of great ways to optimize your party, and I think the best way is to kind of play with all 4 of them. How did you guys feel about the fusion systems?
Pretty much echo everything that you said. Yeah, the special fusion does really feel special once you get them. I I think I got 1 or maybe 2 in my Lamud for sure I got, and I don't remember whichever the one I had, but they truly do make a difference in your party. So, of course, no matter which demon you get early on in the game, you're going to eventually move on from them. But it was really hard to let them go because of their basically they have some amazing abilities that really tilt the battle in your favor.
Boy, the reverse compendium is a new one. That's basically where I spent all my time. And I agree. You sort the compendium by, and this is more of a late game strat, but you sort the compendium by what you've made, what hasn't been created. So you put that at the top and you just work on that list. Again, late game. Early game, you just make what you can to keep going. But you sort by that, and then you sort the results by price. Because what they'll tell you on that list is if it's in your library or not. If it's in your library, obviously, you're saving a lot of dough, a lot of maca. If it's not in your library, it's going to cost you a shit ton of money. So I like to sort it by that to make sure that I'm getting the best deal. And sometimes, especially in my New Game Plus version, I would say, okay, instead of trying to to make this with the money that I have, which eventually money doesn't matter on like the number of runs you do. But at the beginning part, you're like, maybe I'll fuse some of these before I do this, and because they'll be cheap, and then you can work it that way. It depends on the logic, but it's a genius way to do it that really opens up. If Demon Fusion was like a video game, the other ones were linear, and this is an open world one because it's wide open for you to make whatever you freaking want that you possibly can, and that was freaking unbelievably fun to try to get some of those combinations. These special fusions, I have some horror stories on. They can be frustrating because they don't really tell you what you need to fuse to make them. They got the silhouettes, and you're like, oh, it's like a dragon or whatever the type is, and then it gives you the level. So then you can piece together what you think that thing is going to be. And sometimes you're right, and sometimes you're wrong. And sometimes the problem is, especially with Beelzebub, like you mentioned, what it was trying to get me to fuse, you only get that as I think its own special fusion. It might not be a special fusion, but you only get that demon through doing a side quest. So that silhouette with that name or with that type did not exist in any compendium that I had. And I had to hunt that down. And if you can make Beelzebub, you kind of have to have him for the New Game Plus content because of his skills, which we'll get into in a second. But he was a beast, and the later game ones are totally worth it to get it. So the special fusions are friggin' awesome in this game, and it is well worth it. And they have a lot of times their unique skills, which is cool, that you can't get on the normal guy. So great explanation, Teddy.
That's
One
bit I want to add is that combine this with some of the unlockable miracles that pertain to either the compendium or the fusion system, and you can really get some demons that just come out of the world of shadows as OP that aren't just like the standard. So for instance, with the compendium, you can reduce prices by as high as I think 50% if you get all of the skills, which was a priority for me.
Yep.
You get the 8 skills as unlocks on your demon, and you can combine them with the resists and with the high pleroma, which will increase the attack powers. And then you also attribute 2 skills, one of which adds XP based on the previous demon's current XP, as well as their stats. And if you get like demons that have been in your party for a long time and have naturally leveled up with you, your new demon will gain like 20-30 levels. This was something you used to have to do on like a sacrifice for in Nocturne, which was pretty cool and led to some like really overpowered demons. But in this one, it just happens for all of them based on whatever you've done with your party and with those demons. It'll increase the cost, but it'll be worth it because you'll have some demons that may even be more powerful than you.
There is, and this is a bit of a spoiler, but if you do go to New Game Plus, it depends. I think this one might depend on which ending you picked. So just look it up if you're watching this and you need to know. But they do give you a special miracle that will let you make demons that are above your level. So
yes.
I mean, if you're gonna play a New Game Plus, just make sure you do the right ending so you can then do that.
It might be confusing it because the one I got just lets me negotiate with demons above my level, but you're probably talking about a different ending.
Yeah, I think it's one of the other ones.
Yeah, I didn't realize why there was a skill that cost like 10 glory, and I was like, okay.
There's a couple of those that they just throw at you at that point. And they're mega overpowered, clearly meant to be a New Game Plus thing. And yeah, you can make some that are over your level. So I made the Metatron one pretty much as soon as I could after that. All right.